Hello, my name's Catherine Wakely and I work for Childminding UK. We're a registered charity that provides information, resources, training and support for Ofsted registered childminders. Today I'm going to explain the rules about how many children registered childminders can care for. The numbers of children you can care for are set out by law. This slide shows the numbers for an individual childminder. We'll discuss numbers for childminders working together and those employing assistants later. The maximum number of children you can care for is 6 children under the age of 8. This number will include your own children or any children you're responsible for, such as foster children, grandchildren, etc. Of these 6 children, only 3 can be what Ofsted call young children. This is children from birth to the 1st of September following their 5th birthday, which is usually the end of the reception year in school. Of these 3 young children, there should usually only be 1 baby under 1 year old. Information can be found in the EYFS page 26 and point 3.41. As the slide says, this is the maximum number children can be cared for by childminders, but for some who live in smaller homes or flats, Ofsted may register them for less than the maximum, because there are also space requirements in the EYFS that can be found on page 30. Ofsted will assess the number you can be registered for. Most childminders, however, are automatically registered for the 6 under 8 years. Here is an example showing if you have 2 children of your own, aged 2 years and 6 years. Because you can care for 6 children under the age of 8, you can childmind 4 children. Using the age brackets we have just talked about, you can childmind another 2 young children, so from birth to the end of reception in school, and 2 older school-aged children under 8. Your own 2 children and your 4 minded children make up the 6 children you can care for as a maximum. Childminders can also care for children over the age of 8. There are no set numbers for this by law, but you must make sure that if you care for older children as well as younger ones, that you can still meet all the children's needs and that the needs of the older children don't adversely affect the care you give to the younger ones. Although the law doesn't stipulate maximum numbers of children over 8, your public liability insurance will stipulate how many children you are insured to childmind, so you will need to check this, as some of the insurance policies will vary. If you are planning to care for children overnight, the same ratios will apply. You must, however, be able to hear the children in case they wake during the night. Using a baby monitor for this is acceptable. Most childminders work alone, but many do work with other childminders or employ childminding assistants. There is a limit to the numbers of adults who can work together in a childminding setting, regardless of whether the childminder works with other childminders or childminding assistants. Each extra adult can care for the same amount of children as the childminder, unless, of course, Ofsted reduces that number due to space requirements. Childminding assistants can only have sole care of minded children for a maximum of 2 hours a day, and they must hold a full paediatric first aid course to do so. Parents' permission must also be given. If you are planning to have more than 3 adults working together, you will need to contact Ofsted and change your registration to Childcare on domestic premises. The only other thing we need to mention in this section about ratios is that there is some discretion allowed when you're working with children and families. When you are caring for 4-year-olds who are in full-time school, you are allowed to count them as in the 5 to 8 year bracket, even though they're still only 4. This enables you to take on another young child. Also, it's clear that parents of twin babies would not want their babies being cared for by different childminders. Or, when parents of an existing minded child have another baby and want you to be able to care for the baby alongside the older sibling. Of course, if you have your own baby, you may be asked to have care of another baby. For situations such as these, childminders are able to variate the ratios, providing you can demonstrate to all parents and to Ofsted that you are able to fully meet all the children's needs. For this, you will need to think about some of the following. Do you have enough equipment? You may need to have extra car seats, high chairs, buggies, etc. Can you provide all the different care and learning needs of more than 3 young children? Can you go out and about safely when you have more than 3 young children? If there is a fire and you had to evacuate your home quickly, have you worked out how you would do this safely? And do you need any extra risk assessments to cover you for any extra risks? Don't forget that if you increase the number of young children you care for, you will have to have space in your 5 to 8 age group to use, as this must not go over the legal limit of 6 children under the age of 8, as you would be breaking the law and invalidate your public liability insurance. Please note that variation exceptions are not there so that childminders can consistently care for more than 3 young children. It is intended only to be used when it's for the benefit of the children. If you're thinking of becoming a childminder, please visit our website childmindinguk.com, where you will find a dedicated page to becoming a childminder. You will also find a guide to becoming an Ofsted registered childminder in our shop, or give us a call on 01536 210 685 and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have. And do look out for other YouTube videos for more information about registering as a childminder.